Like I said, I've cut most of it out, but still have some tinkering to do. But I will definitely let you guys know what the results are. So far, like I said, this thing sheds heat off very rapidly, which is what you want for you know, for an intake system. I'll let you guys know what the results are. I'm gonna keep tinkering with it, and I'll keep doing updated videos. But so far, I'm kind of liking the results. Like I said, it sheds heat a lot faster than the Hellcat, and that's really what I was after. See how much faster it would get back down to ambient. Plus, it sounds better too. Anyway, you guys have a good one. Stay safe out there. You can see a lot of nutball drivers out on the road. And I will talk to you in the next video. Have a good one. Yeah, good afternoon, YouTube. This is a kind of a test video. Got an external mic on the GoPro now, and I'm kind of curious to see how it picks up sound in the car. Hoping it doesn't pick up any type of electrical interference. I noticed the other night when I was doing that quick little video at the house talking about the DA correction tools and their impact, that because I'm about 5-6 miles maybe, or maybe a little further, but because I'm relatively close to a naval air station, the microphone was picking up the radar sweep. I had to go back and edit that out of the video. And it was actually cyclic, so I knew it was something, and then I got thinking about it. Just far enough out, that would have been about the right timing on the radar sweep. So hopefully no squeaks or squawks or weird electrical interference. Anyway, what I want to talk about is the Mopar cold air intake that I ordered came in. Did some minor modifications to it just to get it to seal to the that factory cutout a little better. But I also was just kind of looking at it and wondering why they put that cutout up by the core support. You know, it made no sense to me. And all it's going to do is allow for hot air intrusion from the fans and radiator. And I kept looking around thinking, okay, I've got something I can use to fill that temporarily until I can actually fabricate something or get some heavier plastic to actually make a more permanent fix. Found something in the toolbox that actually works somewhat, and it fills the gap. Not pretty, but hey, it works. And then I ran into the issue of putting a round peg in a square hole. The Hellcat inlet tube, the OEM one that goes to the Hellcat lower airbox, actually hits a little bit higher up in the airbox than where the cutout is for on the Mopar box. So had to kind of finagle that to get it to fit, and then I had to pack foam in around it to get it to actually seal. It's somewhat sealed up. I know I'm probably still getting a little bit of air intrusion, but it's better than big openings around that inlet tube. I do have the correct one on order. Ordered it from Steve White Motors. Yeah, hopefully that'll be here. I was hoping it'd be here by the weekend, but it looks like it's right now tracking shows for a Monday delivery, so I'll have to do that. It'll be Wednesday, Thursday before I can get that on the car, because I'm working Monday and Tuesday. One thing I can say, so far the results have been kind of interesting. You know, the car recovers I can say the inlet air temps actually recover very quickly with the Mopar, much faster than they did with the Hellcat. You know, it's 88 to 87 to 90 degrees outside again today. And everybody's got the drag butts today. Get off your phones, just drive. But, you know, it recovers really quickly. It does creep up a little faster at idle than, you know, when you're setting at a red light or something, than the Hellcat would, which kind of have to expect that because it's not a sealed box. That's something else I'm going to work on is, and this guy from Dish is not paying attention. He is on his phone or something because he is dragging bad. Look, an organ donor wannabe. But anyway, it you know, it does heat up a little faster. One thing I did notice, I was tinkering with it on my break last night at work, and it actually looks like it sits, the top of the box doesn't sit high enough for that rubber seal to push against the hood. So it's allowing hot air intrusion across the very top of the box. One thing I'm going to try is figure out how to either space it up, you know, move the box itself up a little bit so that it actually fits a little tighter, or I may fiddle fart around with it and come up with a lid for it. Yeah, haven't decided yet. Yeah, that's, like I said, this is one of the things I'm gonna have to tinker with. But I noticed that last night, and it's that between the cutout, the two cutouts, the hole in the front of it is designed for the Mopar cold air. You know, it's designed for that headlight inlet tube. It says it's for Hellcat, but you know, any of the Challengers, it'll fit any of them. Now that'll block that big square opening, but that cutout still just, it irks me. I'm like, why would you do that if you want it to be sealed? You know, if you want to cut down on the hot air coming in, make it a more true cold air intake. But like I said, one thing I have noticed is it recovers very fast. I mean, this will be a perfect example. This red light's not typically a really long one. You know, it should jump up to 100. Inlet should jump up to about 100 degrees. Yeah. Yep, hit 100. 102. But then as soon as I start moving, 95, 93. Yeah, so I mean, it shed 10 degrees within 15 seconds of moving. I mean, as soon as it resumed airflow, boom. And the other thing I noticed is at highway speeds, it stays about 3 degrees above ambient, and that's on a day when it's, you know, 90 degrees outside. Which, you know, that's 90-degree air temperature. You got to think the air temperature over asphalt has got to be, it's probably approaching, 95 to 100 degrees. And unfortunately, there's a little bit of a breeze blowing today, so it is keeping the air moving around, so we're not getting that stagnation like we normally do. But yeah, I mean, it recovers so quick, and that was one thing that annoyed me about the Hellcat. I mean, the Hellcat airbox is a great, very efficient, budget-friendly mod for the cars, but it does heat soak. You know, you've got an enclosed box, and once it gets hot, it's hot, and it stays hot for a while. You know, especially when it's warmer out. That plastic just can't dump the heat. So the filter gets heat soaked, the box is hot, the inlet tube's hot, so it just takes it a while to dump the excess heat off, get back close to ambient. One thing I have noticed about the Mopar setup with the Hellcat inlet tube is that it does shed heat very quickly, and I'm quite sure that Hellcat tube is helping tremendously, because you're getting air fed right in from the front of the car. Okay, why? Boy. Now, one thing I did notice this morning on the way home from work, when it was, I think it was right around 73 degrees, 73, 74 by the dash readout. It actually got down within about 2 degrees ambient, and that was at steady state cruise. When you get, you are getting a little bit of air stagnation in front of the throttle body, so it does heat up a little more, but not enough to. I would say that's probably about the average, because of the difference between the inlet air temperature sensor and wherever the thermometer is, wherever the sensor for that's located, which I think that's in the front end somewhere. But that's what I'll take it. That's enough of a separation that it's not. I mean, you might as well say it was running at ambient. What will be interesting is when I can finally make it back to the track, how fast the IAT, the inlet air temps drop right after launch. As soon as you come off the line, how far out? Sorry about this. Getting a frog. How far out before it actually gets back to ambient? I know, especially when the weather was cooler, the Hellcat box would be down to ambient at, by the end of the quarter mile. But I never really paid, be honest, I never really paid attention to where it actually hit the ambient point. But it'd be interesting to see where the Mopar one actually gets back to ambient or near, within that 2 to 3 degree window. Yeah, so the only thing I've got left to work on is just this stopped air heat intrusion where you're sitting idling.